The second day of Jin's solo world tour, #Jin_repeat tour, unfolded like a dream, a whirlwind of vibrant stage energy, interactive games, and a setlist that made thousands of armies cheer, dance, and cry. But amidst the laughter and ocean of purple light sticks, something happened that no one could have expected. Something raw, something quiet, something that has left fans emotionally stunned. It happened just before the final encore. The lights dimmed. The stage quieted. Jin, standing alone beneath a single white spotlight, clutched his microphone in both hands. His face, once lit with the mischief and humor fans adore, turned solemn. Slowly, he walked to the edge of the stage, toward the crowd, toward the front rows, toward a stillness that suddenly felt sacred. He didn't speak to the entire audience. He didn't shout. Instead, he looked straight ahead and whispered, "Eomma." No microphone. No background music. Just his voice, raw and bare. And yet, somehow, those 6 letters traveled across the room and straight into the hearts of every fan who witnessed IT. IT first. Many were unsure what they had just seen. But those seated close to the stage confirmed it. Jin's lips, trembling ever so slightly, formed the word Eomma, Korean for mom, as his eyes glistened in the glow of thousands of army bombs, and then he bowed. Deeply, silently, with both hands over his chest. The silence that followed was overwhelming. Fans wiped tears from their faces. Others held hands to their mouths, stunned. It wasn't just a performance anymore. It had become something else. A moment of grief. A message. A private dedication, offered up in front of thousands, yet meant for only one. Though Jin did not elaborate, many believe this emotional moment was a tribute to his mother, who, while never publicly visible in BTS events, is known to have been a quiet source of strength throughout his career. Some fans speculate the whispered word may have been connected to a personal memory or emotional burden Jin has been carrying, especially as he navigates his first solo world tour without the other members by his side full-time. This wasn't just a concert. One fan tweeted in Japanese shortly after, "It felt like we were watching him release something he's held in his heart for a long time." When he said Eomma, it was like time stopped. The emotional weight of the moment has rippled across fan communities worldwide. On Weverse, hashtags like #JinEommaWhisper, #Runseokjin_heartbreak, and #Makahari_tears have begun trending. Fan cams capturing the tender moment have already amassed millions of views. Though some fans are urging others to honor the silence and simply let it live in memory, HYB, as expected, has released no comment. But maybe it doesn't need to, because this wasn't about PR. It wasn't about a solo project. It wasn't even about music. IT was about a son, a quiet whisper, and a love that transcends the boundary between stage and soul. AS Jin continues his world tour, next in Osaka, then beyond. Fans aren't just waiting to hear him sing. They're listening for the unspoken truths tucked in between the lyrics, the tears behind the laughter, and the quietest whispers that say the most. And yet, even as the lights came back up and Jin closed the show with his signature warm smile, that one whispered word, Eomma, hung in the air, refusing to fade. Backstage reports suggest that Jin remained unusually quiet after the encore. While fans cheered and slowly exited the venue, sources within the tour crew revealed that he lingered behind a curtain for several minutes, head bowed, hands folded behind his back. A few close staff members reported seeing Jin wipe his eyes before changing outfits for the post-concert wrap-up. He did not speak much during the final crew briefing that evening. For someone known for his playful energy and ability to uplift everyone in the room, Jin's solemn demeanor after that final whisper only deepened fans' emotional response. He gave everything he had tonight, one production assistant shared anonymously. It wasn't just a performance, it was a release. That whisper, I don't think it was planned. What adds to the emotional weight of the moment is the increased speculation that Jin's mother has been facing ongoing health issues, though HYB has never confirmed nor denied such rumors. In past interviews, Jin has referenced his family only sparingly, often with deep respect and affection. He once said in an older fan meeting, "I owe everything to my mom. I carry her heart with me on every stage. Could this Chiba concert have been Jin's way of carrying her name in a more literal sense? A whispered tribute, unscripted and unrehearsed, that only those paying close attention would catch. One fan on Weverse wrote, "We cheer for his music, but what he gave us tonight, that was a piece of his soul." Adding more layers to the emotion of the evening was the subtle absence of Jungkook, who had previously stunned fans with a surprise appearance on the first Tokyo night of the tour. His lack of presence in Chiba did not go unnoticed, especially since many fans were hoping for another duet, or at least a backstage sighting. But perhaps his absence was intentional. Perhaps this night was meant for Jin alone, or for Jin and his mother. Still, some fans believe Jungkook may have quietly attended without being seen. A few grainy videos have emerged showing a figure resembling him being ushered through a back entrance shortly before the encore. Nothing has been confirmed, and maybe that's the point, because so much of Jin Seokjin tour has become a masterclass in quiet emotion, in the things that go unspoken but resonate the deepest. No grand promotions, no flashy announcements, no forced narratives, just Jin, just the music, and just a single word that cracked open the hearts of thousands. As the tour moves forward, the memory of that whisper will follow him. Whether he speaks of it again or not, fans will remember it, not as a performance highlight, but as a human moment. A son's ache, a whisper that echoed louder than any song, and maybe, just maybe, when he sings again in Osaka or Amsterdam or Anaheim, fans will hear her in his voice. Not because he says her name again, but because he carries her there. In every lyric, in every breath, in every quiet goodbye. This wasn't just Jin's concert. IT was his love letter to the woman who gave him his voice and the courage to sing with IT. In the hours after the Chiba concert ended, thousands of armies remained in their seats, some still clutching banners with Jin's name, others simply staring at the stage as if trying to preserve what had just happened. Outside the venue, under the soft drizzle of a summer evening in Japan, fans lit candles, left white roses near the artist entrance, and wrote letters they would never send, each beginning with some version of, "To Jin's Eomma." Online, the community moved quickly but gently. Instead of the usual surge of memes and fan cams, there was an unusual reverence. Even fan accounts known for humor and lighthearted content shifted tone. One viral post on X read, "He could have ended the show with a roar. He ended it with a whisper. That tells you everything about who he really is." Many pointed to that moment as the most vulnerable they had ever seen Jin. This was not the Jin of Super Tuna or chaotic variety shows. This was Jin Seokjin, the son, standing beneath a lone spotlight, choosing silence as his message and letting a single word say what an entire setlist could not. But the silence didn't just stop with him. HYB's choice to leave the moment untouched, no statement, no translation, no Weverse post, has only added to its sacredness. It's a rare move in an industry that thrives on immediacy, where every tear becomes a thumbnail and every glance becomes a marketing asset. Instead, the agency, perhaps intentionally, let the moment breathe. Fans, for their part, have responded not with demands but with devotion. Many are now organizing fan-led tribute projects for the upcoming Osaka stop. Digital billboards with messages for Jin's mother, charity donations under her name, and coordinated silence at a specific point in the concert, just to honor the moment again. And while Jin has not commented on what happened, his actions in the following days have spoken volumes. On July 7th, just a day after the Chiba concert, fans spotted him visiting a local temple in Tokyo alone, dressed simply in black, head bowed.
No bodyguards, no cameras.
Just one man in quiet reflection. Even that moment, caught unintentionally by a passing fan, spread with a whisper of its own. He doesn't perform to be seen. He performs to be understood. One fan captioned the photo. And now, as the tour caravan heads to Osaka, the emotional stakes have shifted. What began as a celebration of Jin's solo music has become something deeper, quieter, and more human. Fans are no longer just anticipating set lists or guest appearances. They are searching for the invisible, those unscripted moments of sincerity that remind them why they fell in love with BTS in the first place. One fan beautifully wrote in a now-pinned Weverse post, In a room filled with thousands, he whispered to one. And in doing so, he reminded us that even the loudest voices sometimes need to be heard in silence. The Seokjin _EP tour continues, but something changed in Chiba. It's no longer just a concert. It's a living memory, a journey not just of a superstar, but of a son and a whisper that became eternal.